Attention! See the number on your screen right now? $400,000. That's how much I've recently pulled out of the US financial system. And over the next few years, I'll remove hundreds of thousands more from bank accounts and other conventional investments. No, I'm not packing up and moving back to England, but I am deeply concerned about some very large risks that could affect all of us soon. Risks to the economy, the investment markets, and even the nation's largest banks. That's why today I'm recording this urgent alert unlike anything I've ever shared with you before. This is one of the most important updates I've put together in my 10 years as a professional analyst. I truly believe this information could save a major portion of your savings from being wiped out in the near future, while also handing you the greatest money-making opportunity of your life. I'm talking about legitimate shots at turning every $1,000 into $5,000, $5,000 into $25,000, even $50,000 into $500,000 or more over time. You see, I'm going to share a secret with you. It's a little known, yet powerful strategy I'm personally using to protect and grow my family's wealth with little effort and almost no risk. I've set myself up to multiply my net worth by a factor of 5 to 10 over time, and I know you could do the same. In fact, a few Palm Beach subscribers discovered this strategy themselves, and they have achieved some incredible results in a short time. For example, I've heard from Greg R., who says he's bought a beach house with the secret I'll share with you today. Robert A. told me he's made $30,000 free and clear. Subscriber RC reports capturing outstanding 32% annual gains, and that he no longer stresses about finances anymore. Now let me be clear. This is a defensive move, yet it could still multiply your money even if the markets tank. You see, I believe we could be approaching the next major financial crisis, and the impact on your savings, investments, and retirement could be worse than 2008. That's not a prediction. I don't have a crystal ball, and neither does anyone else. But some of the smartest financial minds in the world are issuing warnings. Like Carl Icahn. He's the 31st richest man in the world and a legendary investor. He recently said, "We have to worry about the excessive printing of money," and that he's very nervous about stocks. Then there's Crispin Odey, a billionaire hedge fund manager who just stated, "We have front row seats to an imminent market shock." Even Jamie Dimon, the CEO of America's largest bank, admitted in a private letter to shareholders there will be another crisis and its impact will be felt by the financial markets. Why are some of the brightest and most connected people in finance worried? That's the reason I've spent the past 2 months preparing this update. In short, I've uncovered 3 major crisis flashpoints, which few investors know about and even fewer understand. So here are my goals for today: to show these imminent risks to you, your family, and your wealth, and show you in full detail how to immediately put to work the secret I'm using to protect and add tens of thousands to my net worth, no matter what happens in the future. One important note: I can only keep this special message online for a few days only. That's because right here in this update, I've unlocked $9,970 worth of Palm Beach Research Group's most valuable investing resources. These are premium-level research services that I'm prepared to give you today if you're prepared to take action on my warning. Believe me, when a few of my directors found out what I was doing, they thought I was giving away too much to prove a point. However, to show you exactly how to protect and grow your wealth by tens of thousands of dollars, I need to be able to share with you key research and insights from our highest level of services. So pay close attention. I may never put an update like this together again. Now let's get right into the first flashpoint. Flashpoint number 1 is especially urgent. It concerns an event that could unfold less than 2 weeks from now. This event occurred only one other time in American history, 78 years ago in the middle of the Great Depression, and it was devastating. Here's a chart of the Dow Jones average in 1937. You can see it's a major drop. Stocks fell 10% almost overnight, and eventually more than 50% in 1 year. Thousands of investors were ruined. Stocks didn't reach new highs until a decade later. And keep in mind, this was almost 8 years after the infamous 1929 crash, almost the same amount of time since our own crash in 2008. Now, what if I told you the same event that caused the major drop in 37 could occur in a matter of days? Are you prepared for that? Here's what's important for you to know. At the Fed meeting on December the 15th and 16th, there's a good chance the chair of the Fed, Janet Yellen, will announce the first interest rate hike since 2006. This coming event will replicate, for the first time in 80 years, exactly what the Federal Reserve did in 1937, and exactly what led to a 50% drop. Could it usher in the next crisis? If the past is any indication, we could be looking at severe market turbulence, possibly a major shock to the stock market and the economy. Now, as I said, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not calling for a crash this December, but it would be foolish to ignore the risks. You see, this particular flashpoint is keeping some of the smartest investors awake at night, like Ray Dalio. He's the founder of Bridgewater Associates, the most successful hedge fund in the world. It has over $160 billion worth of assets under management and has returned a 21% compounded annual return since 1991. Dalio recently said, "Inadequate attention is being paid to the risks of a downturn, and today's market is eerily similar to the one that led to the crash in 1937. So what should you do to prepare? Well, you could, with a small percentage of your capital, go for the jugular and use this opportunity to make windfall profits. You see, some of the largest fortunes in modern finance have been made from investors who are not afraid to take proactive moves with their money while the masses were cowering on the sidelines, like George Soros, who made $1 billion in a currency crisis in the early 90s, and John Paulson, who made $1.25 billion in a single day by betting against the subprime crisis in 2007. One play I found could triple your money in about 6 months, just by making a simple bet against a popular market that's ready to fall off a cliff. In fact, I told a few of PBRG's highest level subscribers how to do this last week, folks who paid up to $5,975 to see it. I'd like to share this with you too, as part of the more than $9,000 in proprietary research I told you I'd be unlocking at the beginning of this presentation. I'll tell you how to get it free in a moment, because really this play is only one part of an overall defensive strategy that could do much, much more than just triple your money. And you just need to make one move to set it in motion. Here's the best part. You won't believe how incredibly simple it is to execute. It takes less than 2 minutes. Look, I'll show it to you quickly. Here's the phone sitting on my desk right now. To execute this move, all I need to do is dial a special number and say 2 sentences. That's it. 2 to 3 days later, I'll have a check for thousands in hand. Here's what it looks like. It's shockingly easy. Anyone can do this. I even had my 7-year-old son, Dusty, make the move himself. Same thing again. Dial the phone number, say 2 sentences, and 3 days later, a check arrives for $2,000. Now, it's critical you pay attention to what I'm about to tell you next. It could change the way you look at investing from this day forward. You see, this check comes from my Income for Life account, or what we at PBRG sometimes call the 770 account. As you probably know by now, IFL offers some remarkable benefits. For example, your money can grow 30 to 40 times faster than in a regular savings account. Dividend gains, which the major companies have paid out for 100+ years, are tax-free. Plus, your wealth is beyond the reach of the government, IRS, creditors, Wall Street, and a market crash. I've taken $400,000 out of the traditional financial system to fund my account, and I've recommended it to my closest family, friends, and associates. In fact, many employees at the Palm Beach Research Group are now doing this with their own money. By my last count, 6 top employees here are using this one move. And I've even seen countless subscribers use it too with amazing success, like Bill S., who says it's so profitable it's helped purchase homes, cars, and pay living expenses. And Paul M., who told us, "I wish I would have known about it 25 years ago. I'd possibly already be retired." Now that's all great, but it doesn't even scratch the surface of what a basic IFL account is capable of. Like that $2,000 check I just showed you, that's capital that provides you with a tremendous advantage you won't find anywhere else. If set up correctly, in some cases you never have to pay this money back to the IFL provider. Your IFL account pays the money back for you. You can access this money whenever you like. There are no penalties or restrictions like you'll find with a 401k or IRA. And most importantly, the money never leaves your IFL account. This means you can use and invest your money in 2 places at once. I'll show you how shortly. Astonishing, isn't it? That's why it's one of the biggest investing breakthroughs of my career. And what's more, this move makes it possible for you to get a safe 12 to 32% return on your money. Look, I know this is a lot to take in, and I'll explain how it's possible in a moment. Frankly, your options with this move are limitless. For starters, you could take advantage of the opportunity we'll see with the next Flashpoint. It's another event that 90% of investors aren't prepared for. But with the services I'm unlocking for you right here in this update, you can set yourself up for double-digit income over the coming years. Remember how I said a couple of minutes ago the Fed could raise short-term interest rates this December, and then it could trigger a stock market crash? Well, I'm also closely tracking the rise in long-term rates. You see, interest rates on things like treasury bonds and notes have started rising off of 40-year lows. This has serious implications for income investors. If you're invested in bond funds or own so-called safe stocks like utilities and other fixed income securities, you must be prepared. This Flashpoint could rip apart your portfolio in a matter of weeks. I say this with certainty because the same Flashpoint struck 21 years ago, shortly after America recovered from the 1990-1991 recession. What happened? The Federal Reserve raised rates just 0.25%, and 7 months after this hike, long-term rates jumped 1.5%. I know that sounds like a small amount, but it was enough to trigger a massive sell-off in fixed income securities. Hedge funds collapsed, banks failed, individual bondholders' losses were estimated at $1 trillion. It's one of the worst events in market history, but today, most people have forgotten about it, and that's dangerous because we're in a very similar situation. As I just showed you, long-term interest rates have already begun to creep up. And after our own recession, the Fed is finally ready to raise rates again. There's no guarantee fixed income investments will plummet. However, it's clear you must be ready for the possibility. This is another reason Income for Life is at the core of my personal investing master plan. Not only has it paid out up to 5% over the long term, it should pay more if interest rates spike. In fact, that's exactly what's happened in the past. So if you have an Income for Life policy, congratulations, you'll do just fine. But I promised you at the beginning of this presentation, I'd share what I'm doing with my own money, and I have to be frank, I'm looking for more than just 5% on my investments. With those $2,000 checks from my IFL account, I'm able to access other opportunities, each with the potential to boost my returns by double digits or more. And if you'd like to do the same, I've arranged for you to access the same opportunities I'm looking for. You see, I expect Flashpoint number 2 to create some truly outstanding opportunities for us in the coming months. Many investors will have to liquidate their holdings, which will create once-in-a-lifetime deals for us, like this deal, which I heard about from the most successful real estate investor I know. It's a 235-unit hotel in Florida. We expect to yield 16 to 21% in cash returns over time. This kind of deal is a fabulous way to lock in steady, off-the-market income without doing any grunt work. And I've arranged a way for you to have these opportunities handed to you on a silver platter. But before I go further and unlock more than $9,000 of proprietary research for free, there's one more Flashpoint you must know about. This is one we get a lot of questions about. And if you're unprepared for this development, it could jeopardize everything you've worked hard to build financially. I'm talking about runaway deflation and a credit crunch. It's probably inevitable at this point. I know this runs contrary to what you hear from most analysts, who are predicting massive inflation over the coming years. But hear me out. You see, I began seriously tracking this Flashpoint in October 2008, during the worst crisis since the Great Depression. Back then, I was an analyst for one of the largest independent financial publishers in the world. Here's what I wrote to readers. The government will soon start throwing every dollar it has at the financial system. It'll cut interest rates all the way to zero. Debt is about to accelerate. And unfortunately, every word I said came true. In the process, it made Flashpoint number 3 an imminent danger to your financial future. Let me show you the proof. Look at the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Its easy money spending spree has managed to increase the money supply over 400%, and the Fed's balance sheet expanded from about $850 billion to more than $4.4 trillion. In other words, the Fed injected an extra $3.5 trillion into the economy by buying up assets that nobody else was willing to pay for. That's enough cash to fund 5 million jobs for 10 years at an average salary of $35,000 per year. That's another unprecedented event in the 102 years the Fed has existed. What does this mean? Well, here's the hard truth. All this money printed out of thin air is fuel for the biggest deflationary crisis since the 1930s. Why? Because this money has been used to buy up lots of shaky debt, and much of it will never be repaid. In other words, trillions of dollars in wealth could just vanish once the bills come due. Now, I'm sure you're no stranger to being warned about a currency crisis. Perhaps you already feel threatened. Maybe you've heard from analysts who predict a major collapse will strike America soon. And I can promise you, if, and the key word is if, a major currency collapse came, life in America would change overnight. In fact, citizens of countries who've experienced this type of crisis in the past see 50% of their wealth wiped out in a single day. Even with just a 1% deflation, which we had for several years back in the 1930s, your wealth could be decimated. Here's the thing. I could talk myself blue in the face about important technical indicators, economic theories, and past events. But honestly, I don't lose a moment's sleep over it, and you shouldn't have to either. What I do care about are the specific steps you and I can take right now to protect our families. I care about the simple moves we can make today to bolster our net worth 5 to 10 times over. And that's why right now, I'm going to show you the exact steps I believe you should take immediately. You're about to get a free look at exclusive, life-changing information, including more than $9,000 of Palm Beach Research Group's most valuable services. We're talking about info that's already changed my life and thousands of other Palm Beach readers. Seeing this now could ensure financial freedom for decades to come. First, if you haven't already opened an IFL policy, I'm begging you to open one today, if possible. In my entire career, which spans 10 years as a professional analyst and multiple years overseeing hundreds of millions in trades for two of the world's largest banks, I've never found a better way to safely grow and protect wealth. I mean, do you know of any other asset that grows your money tax-free on autopilot at rates 30 to 40 times faster than a savings account? Look at the difference that makes over time. In 25 years, you're looking at an extra 6 figures thanks to income for life. And do you know of any other asset that brings a 250-year track record of protecting American investors from major financial crises? Consider the Great Depression. In 2 years, stocks lost 89% of their value, yet only 2% of assets controlled by IFL account providers lost money. The same happened in the 2008 crash. S&P records show stocks dropped 38% in just 12 months. Meanwhile, IFL account providers reported only 1% of their assets lost money. But even this overstates the damage because, to my knowledge, no IFL account holders lost money on their accounts. If I had to make a bet on the safest place to hide and grow your money over the next century, I'd put my chips on IFL. But let's be honest, even though I've pounded the table on IFL's benefits for the better part of 4 years, and even though I've received hundreds of reports from readers confirming its amazing wealth-building power, like Matt Patterson, who discovered IFL after losing 10 to 12 years of life savings in the 2008 crash, and today he says with IFL, he finally has peace of mind. Or Scott Jones, who says it's helped him get out of debt, buy 2 new cars for his family, and will soon pay for his daughter's college education. The fact is, some of my readers have still not opened an account. Maybe you're in that camp. Maybe you assumed IFL wasn't a good fit for you, or maybe you just didn't see a reason to pull the trigger. I'm here to ask you, what are you waiting for? As you've seen today, there are legitimate financial threats on the horizon, threats that could strike in the very near future. Yes, it's possible they could blow over, and yes, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Fed try and stem the bleeding with another round of QE. But it's irrelevant. In the past 15 years alone, we've been burned by 1 real estate and 2 stock market crashes. And you know, just like I do, at some point, another major financial crisis will come. When that happens, I want you, your wealth, and your retirement to be crash-proof. That's why today I'm making it easier than ever for you to put IFL to work. I'm offering you a brand new book. I just put the finishing touches on. Most of my team here at PBRG hasn't even seen this special project until now. It's called the 770 account, and it's a one-stop resource for discovering IFL's life-changing secrets. I designed it so you can read it in an evening, and shortly after, begin collecting $2,000 checks and even bigger ones from a 2-minute phone call, just like I showed you earlier. What's more, I've already made arrangements with Amanda, our quality assurance manager, to ship a physical copy directly to your doorstep, 100% free. It's my way of saying thanks to you for taking part in this update. Just let me know where you want your free copy sent. Before you do, though, you need to know the second step you should take immediately. I think you'll be excited to hear it because whether or not you have IFL, this step will let you take full advantage of the flashpoints I've described here and put you in front of profit opportunities with risk-reward ratios of 3 to 1 in the next 6 months, even 10 to 1 over time. Now, as I give you the inside story on these opportunities, keep in mind this is private. You're about to see special situation plays only members of Palm Beach Research Group's highest level of services are privy to. In fact, readers pay up to $5,975 to access these top ideas. Why? Because the price is a drop in the bucket compared to the profit potential, and they come from our vast network of insiders and experts. A brain trust that includes a money manager of $1 billion family office, a top-flight real estate expert for more than a dozen multimillionaires, major players in the venture capital world, and of course, our in-house analysts. Now don't worry, I'm not asking you to pay over $5,000 today for investment research. In short, I'm unlocking these special situation plays for one reason, because they are, hands down, the best ways to capitalize on the flashpoints I've detailed here. Here's the first play. Although Silicon Valley is the beating heart of American capitalism, its stocks are in a gigantic bubble. Look here. This graph represents the number of unicorns today. In industry jargon, these are private companies valued at over $1 billion. As you can see, this number has skyrocketed 500% since the year 2000. That's because venture capital firms invested $48 billion into private companies last year alone, a 61% increase from 2013. And the most since the dot-com bubble sent the market crashing 78%. But make no mistake, this overinvestment is not a good thing today either. It's insanity. Many of these companies have no real business model and no real revenue. Out of the 206 companies that went public in 2014, 71% had no profits, not a single penny. That's only a few percentage points away from dot-com bubble levels. To give you an example of the absurdity, consider one of 2015's most anticipated IPOs, Snapchat. The popular app for millennials is valued at $19 billion. Care to guess how much money it's brought in? The answer is zero. It hasn't earned 1 cent in profit in 4 years. As Sir Michael Moritz, chairman of Sequoia Capital, a prominent venture capital firm with early investments in PayPal and Google, recently said, a considerable number of unicorns will become extinct, all because of a lack of profits. And George Zachary of Charles River Ventures recently wrote, if 2000 was a bubble factor of 10, we are at an 8 to 9, in my opinion, right now. And as you saw in Flashpoint number 1, the Fed's imminent rate hike could be the final nail in the coffin, sending stocks, including this overhyped tech market, nosediving. Frankly, most investors have no idea of the danger, but for us, it's a dream come true. We'll have the chance to make thousands of dollars over and over again as this bubble pops in the months ahead. Plus, if you lost a chunk of savings in the dot-com crash, you'll love this. It's the ultimate payback play, and there's a drop-dead simple way to get in front of it. And it has nothing to do with shorting stocks, and the downside is strictly limited. You can even do this from your online brokerage account. In fact, I recently released an urgent briefing on this lucrative special situation in Silicon Valley. It contains 5 potential triples. Now, this document only landed in the hands of my Tom's Confidential readers, an elite research service reserved for our highest tier Infinity members. That's why you haven't seen it. But today, as part of this exclusive update, that all changes. In short, I've arranged for this briefing, titled How to Triple Your Money in Silicon Valley's Crash, to be rushed to your doorstep immediately. If you like the thought of profiting off the next major tech bubble instead of losing your hard-earned savings, then this briefing is a must-see. That's why, just like the 770 account book, I'll send you a real, hold-in-your-hands copy free. However, I have to say up front, this Silicon Valley play isn't for everyone. It's an aggressive one-time play. That's why you also need access to opportunities like this next special situation. Private deals that provide recurring income which compounds over time. One alone could easily fund a 6-figure retirement. Let me show you how. Imagine today you get a tip on the real estate investment opportunity of a lifetime. It's from a guy as connected as they come, someone who runs with the big boys, wealthy businessmen, multi-millionaire entrepreneurs. Assume you know his track record, 35 winning deals throughout 7 cities and 4 states. And he's about to swoop in on his next winner, a 72-unit complex less than a mile from the Florida coast. Enough to earn early investors steady 6 to 7% cash yields, and a very good chance at seeing 15 to 25% annual returns over time. That means seeing your money double in 3 to 4 years. Are you in on the deal? 3 months later, he emails you this aerial photo. It's his next target, a 235-unit motel and restaurant sitting on 8.53 acres, a quarter-mile east of Highway I-95, where hundreds of thousands of people drive past daily. Once again, he and savvy investors are about to scoop this deal up, this time for 25% off market value and 50% off replacement cost, thanks to a timely court-ordered sale. The profit potential, 9% cash yields, 16 to 21% returns over time, and 50 to 80% of your starting capital returned to you in 2 to 3 years, while you keep your full equity stake in the property, forever. Are you in? Of course you are. Depending on your stake in the property, 2 or 3 of these deals could hand you a 5 to 6 figure income. But my guess is, no one's ever sent you these kinds of life-changing tips. In fact, you may think these were hypothetical examples I made up to illustrate a point. Nothing could be further from the truth. These exact details I just shared with you are from Justin Ford, Palm Beach Research Group's world-class real estate expert and founder of a multi-million-dollar real estate operation. For the past few months, he's been quietly letting a few lucky Palm Beach Infinity members partner with him on these lucrative investments. Here's the part I think you'll be excited to hear. I've now found a way for you to see these same tips and potentially partner with Justin too. I have to tell you, the next one he's targeting is a game changer. It could be the biggest and most profitable of his career. Why? One word: Disney. Justin's got his eyes on an incredible opportunity in Orlando, Florida, a 242-room hotel about 200 yards from one of Disney World's main entrances. What's more, it's another court-ordered sale. Justin and his investors have a chance to get this dream deal for pennies on the dollar. What's the profit opportunity? Well, Justin's in the initial stages of scoping this one out. However, if you consider Disney reportedly creates a ripple effect of $18.2 billion in annual economic activity in Florida, and if you consider that 52 million people visit Disney World every year, which is only 200 yards from the location of this hotel, then I think you'd agree the profit potential is almost limitless. A small grub stake could gush off tens of thousands in cash yearly and be worth 6 figures or more to you and your family. It's business as usual for Justin. He's brought a steady stream of double-digit annual yields to us already. Now, like I said, I'm not here to pitch you on Infinity, our elite lifetime service with a retail tag of $5,975. I'm here to tell you, I found a way you can receive Justin's best ideas, plus a whole lot more, essentially for free. You see, I'm only able to scratch the surface in today's update. There's so much more wealth-building information I'd like to give you to make sure you're prepared and ready to profit from the flashpoints I've warned you about here. That's why I've created a one-stop resource with every strategy you've seen here today, and more. It contains step-by-step instructions that I just don't have time to share in a format like this. I call it IFL Premium. It's a program totally unique to PBRG. We've spent 18 months and countless hours developing it. As you now know, the IFL account is the core of the overall defensive strategy I'm using myself and that I'm also recommending for you. It can supercharge every strategy you've seen here today, the private deals, the Silicon Valley crash plays, and more. And for the first time ever, I've instructed our customer service liaison team to include precisely $9,970 in premium research when you agree to take a look at this program. The only catch is, I'll tell you more about everything you'll receive in just a moment, because we still have one more step to cover. And if you take this step today, it could put you on the track to score a safe 12 to 32% return this year and every year after. Remember the simple move I showed you earlier, where my son's 2-minute phone call turned into a $2,000 check? Well, that money is just the tip of the iceberg. What if I told you that check will, over time, multiply into a 5 to 6 figure yearly income and nest egg worth $2.1 million and could possibly do the exact same for you? You see, these checks aren't ordinary money. They come from your IFL account. And this is where the magic happens. Because even though you can deposit cash or do whatever you please with the check, in reality, the money has never left your IFL account. In other words, you are loaning your own money to yourself. That means your money can work and grow in 2 places at once. I'm sure you're skeptical, so let me show you the proof. On the screen, you can see inside Tim Middlestad's IFL account. Tim is Palm Beach Research Group's editorial director and the one who showed me how this works. You can see Tim makes the 2-minute phone call on September the 30th. Then a $4,200 check is in his hands 2 days later. But then look what happens. His account value is unchanged. That money is still on the path to growing almost 5% over time. And when he decides to retire, he's going to have a $250,000 nest egg. It's incredible. There's not a bank account under the sun that grows your money at 5% and lets you use it in two places at once. Now let me really open your eyes and show you why we call it dual compounding. You see, Tim took that $4,200 check from the 2-minute move and with a supplemental bank loan, bought an interest in a nice income-producing rental property in Texas. He buys real estate with a small group of friends. After expenses, this property puts $424 per month, or $5,088 per year, into his pocket, which means an annual cash-on-cash return of 21%. That's a lot better than the stock market. And in 30 years, all his loans will be paid off. His total earnings in cash flow and home value appreciation on a conservative 3% annual return will be roughly $363,000 and change. Plus, he'll own a valuable income-producing asset. So now, Tim has two assets working for him, real estate and IFL, with the help of that single $4,200 check that never actually left his account. This dual compounding will give him an extra $227,000 over time, for a total of $591,000. But here's the thing. You don't have to use these checks for real estate. The options are almost limitless. You can use them to buy gold, collectibles, even a small business. But one of the absolute best ways to use them is in a certain type of stock. Around here, we call them legacy stocks. You've probably heard of them. They're what we consider the world's most elite dividend-raising companies. To date, only 13 have passed the strict 8-point test required for admittance into our popular research service, the Legacy Portfolio. Now, these legacy stocks are extremely profitable on their own. Take legacy stock number 7, for instance. It's a medical technology powerhouse that's been in business for 118 years. $10,000 invested 20 years ago would have turned into $139,241, with $16,549 coming in from yearly dividend income. And that was during some of the biggest crises of the past century, the internet bust, the Asian currency crisis, and even the 2008 crash. If you bought in when we recommended it in November 2012, you'd be looking at yearly returns around 33% and a total gain of 107%. Fantastic, right? But look what happens if you decide to make one 2-minute phone call each year and get a $10,000 check from your IFL account to put in a legacy stock like number 7. At year 30, you'll have a sizable nest egg of over $2 million, and you could collect almost $166,000 and change each year in dividends at that point. How's that possible? Remember, that's because the $10,000 check never actually left your IFL account. It's still compounding tax-free at 5% over time. So at the end of the day, you own the value of both the legacy stock and your IFL account. That's uncharted profit territory for most investors. Believe me, once you start thumbing through your account statements and you see how fast dual compounding can add a couple of zeros to your net worth, you'll want to invest as much as you can in this safe, supercharged strategy. I know Palm Beach subscriber RC does. He reported averaging 32% gains per year by dual compounding legacy stocks, and he told us, everyone that tries this will be happy. I don't really stress over finances anymore. Bottom line, dual compounding with legacy is the most powerful wealth-building force I've come across. Plus, because of the safety of IFL and many legacy stocks' 100 years track record of weathering every financial storm, there's no better way to safeguard your money from the flashpoints I've detailed here. Now, we've already closed membership for Legacy for the year, but I've got some more exciting news. I've also found a way to sneak you in, as long as I hear from you before this offer closes. There's not much time left before the deadline, so let's go over the details here so you can get started right away. This week, I am spearheading one of the boldest initiatives in Palm Beach Research Group history. I'm prepared to make a serious commitment to your financial success right now, on the spot. In short, I will give you $9,970 of Palm Beach's most valuable investing resources for free. You won't have to part with a single penny for them. You'll get them simply for letting me show you the money-making information I could only touch upon here. I call the complete program IFL Premium. This is the one-stop resource I told you about earlier. Understand, this program is much more than another report on income for life. It's a way to join an elite group of like-minded individuals, myself included. Both big and small players are welcome here. The name of the game is to aggressively and safely accumulate big money with checks from IFL's 2-minute phone calls. With that money working in 2 places at once, you could compound legacy stocks to score 12 to 32% yearly returns. And you could compound lucrative real estate deals and business opportunities that turn small grub stakes into 6- and 7-figure fortunes. And the best part, IFL's immaculate track record safeguards us while we build this new wealth. IFL Premium members won't lose a moment's sleep over any imminent flashpoint. I'm not requiring that you open up an IFL account right now to benefit from all the services I've unlocked for you here today. Not at all. I realize IFL may be new to you. I realize some of you still might be skeptical. That's why all I'm asking for is the privilege to show you the financial prosperity it can create for you. Simply give IFL Premium an honest, risk-free look-over. And in return, I'll give you access to $9,970 of my firm's most valuable research and services, 100% free and clear. I'm doing this because the bottom line is, you've seen the proof. These major crisis flashpoints could strike soon, and they could have a bigger impact on your financial future than the 2008 crash. And I want to give you the tools you must have to prepare for and profit from the days ahead. But remember, this is on the table for a few days only. I can't give away nearly $10,000 of valuable investing resources any longer than that. Act today, and here's what you'll receive. When I hear from you, the first thing I'll do is ship a very special package to your doorstep. You'll find over $5,000 worth of money-making research inside. I handpicked the contents for you with one goal in mind: to help you safely capture the biggest investment gains of your life in the months ahead, no matter what financial threats arise. Your $5,000 gift box includes How to Triple Your Money in Silicon Valley's Crash. This is a 22-page briefing on the special situation in Silicon Valley I mentioned earlier. Remember, right now, the heart of American capitalism is in a giant bubble. We haven't seen this level of overvaluation since the dot-com bust. Inside this urgent briefing, I survey the lay of the land for you. You'll discover what insiders are saying about a coming crash. You'll see more disturbing proof of a major bubble about to pop. More importantly, I'll show you 3 plays I estimate could each hand you a 200% return on your money, all in the next 6 to 18 months. Don't forget, this is an aggressive one-time play, but it has limited risk and it can also be fun too. Believe me, tripling your money simply from taking a few minutes to click a few buttons in your brokerage account, well, it can be addicting. Now, I need to mention this hard-hitting report was recently put together for members of Tom's Confidential, a service reserved exclusively for our highest-level readers, folks who pay up to $5,975 to receive our work for life. But playing this coming crash is one of the best ways to get in front of Flashpoint number 1. And that's why today, my special briefing, How to Triple Your Money in Silicon Valley's Crash, is going in your gift box. And that's not all. You'll receive another special Tom's Confidential briefing. It's about a unique gold play developing in Canada, one caught at the intersection of safety and the potential to skyrocket in value. How high? A 1,000% return over time. Now, normally I cringe when I hear promises of huge gains, but as you'll see in the briefing, this play is built on a rock-solid foundation. First, this company is safe. It has $365 million in spare cash. It has no debt, and the people running the company own about 70% of the stock. And get this, it's trading right now for pennies on the dollar, around $2 per share, with a nice dividend yield of 5.7%. You see, this isn't a speculative miner or a royalty streaming company. It's an operation I call the Canadian Mint. I discovered this company in the office of one of Canada's 100 richest citizens, a man worth more than $1 billion. The full story and my extensive research into this company will also be placed in your gift box. And when you receive it in the mail, I suggest the Canadian Mint briefing be one of the first items you read. Why? Because an important trend most investors are ignoring could ignite this $2 stock. I don't have time to explain it in full detail, but I will say my research indicates this tiny company's 1,000% run-up could start any day now. Now, the third item in your $5,000 gift box is something I'm really proud of. It's the 770 account book. And the reason I'm including it in your special gift box is simple. In just an evening or two, you'll have a master's level understanding of income for life. Plus, if you've seen a copy before, it's the perfect gift to give to a loved one. When your copy arrives, I suggest flipping to page 8, how the Swiss Army knife of financial accounts can save your retirement if the stock market dropped 50% tomorrow. Flip to page 20. Learn how you can legally escape the IRS today because of an obscure bet made in the year 1583 in London. Or go to page 30. Discover the wealth-building machine hidden inside the 770 account. This machine is why your money can grow 5% tax-free. Or page 59. The surprising reason Income for Life will beat a mutual fund's returns by $1.8 million during your lifetime. Altogether, the research in this special package is valued at over $5,000. My Tom's Confidential reports have never been shared outside Infinity before. But when you take a no-risk look at IFL Premium today, this special gift box and the exclusive information inside is yours 100% free. And that's just the start. Remember I told you about some very special deals earlier? Ways to earn 10 to 25% by tapping into my network of insiders? Specifically, Justin Ford, one of the most successful real estate investors I know. Now, normally, these opportunities are only available through DealBook, an elite service that has never circulated outside our Infinity membership. And let me be clear, it never will. However, because real estate presents such a phenomenal opportunity for investing off the market today, and I promise to let you in on the deals I'm making with my own money, I've arranged a way for you to be in on the deal. In short, take a look at IFL Premium today and you'll receive immediate access to Justin's private real estate deals. That means all those life-changing opportunities I told you about earlier. The 72-unit complex near the Florida coast that could return 15 to 25% annually. The 235-room motel that could return 16 to 21% annually and 50 to 80% of your starting capital in 2 to 3 years while you keep full equity. And the hotel Justin is currently evaluating just 200 yards from Disney World. You could be one of the select few who profits. Now understand, 9 out of 10 properties Justin vets fail to meet his strict standards. You may only see 1 or 2 brand new deals throughout the year, or you could see one come in during your first week. And while some of them might have a higher buy-in, making them suitable for accredited investors, there will be deals available to anyone who is interested in steady double-digit returns. Point is, one deal with Justin is all you need to lock in windfall gains year after year and fast-track a worry-free retirement. A retirement where you don't have to worry about a whipsawing stock market or unexpected expenses. Believe me, it's possible. Many of us here at PBRG have done deals like this. And time after time, I've watched Justin deliver these financial jackpots for the privileged few with access to them. That's why I'm so excited to make them available to you now. But that's not all I'm excited about, not by a long shot. You see, I know some of my readers like to find these types of deals on their own, so I've also arranged a way for Justin to personally show you his million-dollar secrets. I'm talking about the exact playbook he used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio over the past 10 years. The ones he uses to this day to score winning deal after winning deal, 35 in a row. I'm making them all available to you through the unique CAP cash flow course, authored by Justin Ford himself. If you haven't heard of CAP before, let me tell you, it's nothing short of incredible. This 3-module course delves into Justin's proprietary CAP strategy. This single strategy is responsible for Justin's unparalleled success in real estate. During a time, many investors were crushed. Just look quickly at this deal Justin closed in 2007. Over $137,000, a 6-figure windfall in the worst real estate crash in decades. That's the power of Justin's proprietary CAP strategy. Now, I don't have time to go into the full strategy here, but I can say it's unlike anything you've seen about making money in real estate before. You see, Justin isn't a self-proclaimed guru who makes a living merely teaching real estate. As I'm sure you can tell by now, he's in the trenches every day, sealing deals. He's a true master. The only reason we're lucky enough to have this course here at Palm Beach Research Group is because Justin put it together as a favor to his older brother, Mark Ford. And I know for a fact, if you were to hire Justin for personal one-on-one training, it would easily set you back $5,000. That's why, at its retail price of $19.95, the CAP cash flow course is a steal. But forget about the price. I'm gifting you the CAP cash flow course. You can access it immediately, free of any charge. There's just one simple thing you have to let me know. Simply let me know you'll take a risk-free look at IFL Premium. For the next 5 days, my customer liaison team is ready to give you nearly $10,000 of our most valuable investing resources. Your $5,000 gift box with exclusive research from Tom's Confidential, access to Justin Ford's private deals, typically reserved for DealBook, and the Cap Cashflow course, a $19.95 value. All of these powerful money-making resources will soon be at your fingertips. Remember, this is a very time-sensitive opportunity, available to you as a loyal subscriber for a few days only. What can you expect from IFL Premium? In a nutshell, IFL Premium is a living program on the most powerful ways to invest and grow your money with income for life. In particular, dual compounding. And when I say living, I mean it's constantly evolving. You see, there are so many ways to bolster your finances with IFL. There's simply not room to cover them in depth in regular Palm Beach editorial. That's why, when editorial director Tim Middlestat and I find new strategies to supercharge IFL, like many I showed you here, the first place we put them is in IFL Premium. And when one of our expert contacts come forward with an IFL breakthrough or insight we think you would benefit from, it goes right into IFL Premium. Now, at the core of the program, there are 3 easy-to-follow stages, which I shared in broad strokes with you today. In the first stage, you'll discover a series of primers on IFL. We'll take you through IFL basics. It's quick, need-to-know information to get you ready for the perks IFL will bring to your life. You'll also find the Income for Life hotline. It's the next best thing to having me on call, any time of the day, to answer your questions. There are over 65 essays, webinars, and direct answers to any question you may have about IFL. For example, how will a stock market crash, inflation, or bond market crash affect IFL? Am I too old to open an account? Answer, not with the OTP strategy, you'll discover. Aren't fees and commissions outrageously expensive? I'll show you why it's actually cheaper than 90% of mutual funds. And perhaps the most valuable part of Stage 1 is the IFL Library. It's a collection of 7 interviews with IFL experts and everyday folks. They'll help you discover the real money-making potential of IFL and its limitless possibilities. When you get access to the IFL Premium members-only website, one of the first things you should do is listen carefully to Becky R's interview. You'll discover why you may never need to use a bank again, plus how IFL can help save over $200,000 when you buy a home. Once you discover if IFL is right for your financial situation, and I can almost guarantee it is, we'll show you how to set up your account to maximize IFL's returns and tax-free benefits. And let me say quickly, knowing a few simple setup tweaks can help you add tens of thousands of dollars to your net worth over time. And it's unlikely you'll discover them anywhere else. Plus, you'll also learn the 2 key ways to fund your account. I think you'll be surprised at the flexibility available to you. You'll see how to set up your account with as little as $200 to $300. Now, Stage 3 is where the rubber meets the road. I'm confident the information you'll learn here will completely change your financial life from this day forward. It's about making those easy 2-minute phone calls to collect IFL checks like I showed you earlier. In short, when you follow our step-by-step instructions, you'll be able to use your money in 2 places at once. It's revolutionary, and the possibilities are limitless. For example, you'll see how to finance your car with IFL and save $250,000 in the process. You'll see how to fund a full college education for a loved one, or buy real estate with no money down. We'll show you how to get out of debt in the quickest time imaginable, or launch a small business without ever needing a bank loan. And remember, you can accomplish all this while your money compounds uninterrupted at 5% over time. You can use that check to take part in any of the private deals you see from Justin Ford, or ones you find on your own with Cap. Even better, in Stage 3, I'll also sneak you into the legacy portfolio. Here's what I mean. Earlier, I introduced you to one of the most profitable investment discoveries of my career, dual compounding, and I showed you how, by simply using your IFL checks to invest in legacy stocks, you can consistently grow your money at rates between 12 to 32%. But as you'll recall, in April 2015, we closed the doors to new legacy members, meaning we won't release the names of legacy stocks to anyone until next year. I don't want you to miss out on these lucrative gains, so I found a way to remedy the situation. Here's the deal. As part of your welcome package, I'm including a very special report. It's called Super Compounding, and I suggest you immediately read it, because not only does it show you the ins and outs of dual compounding, it also includes the 3 top legacy stocks to buy right now. That's right, This report gives you full access to the research on these stocks from Chief Legacy Analyst Greg Wilson, including buy-up-to prices and how much we project they'll return in the years ahead. Remember, this isn't available anywhere else. Legacy's doors won't reopen until 2016. Even then, new members will pay over $1,500 to see the top recommendations you're getting here for free. Frankly, there are a lot of profit opportunities waiting for you over the coming months. You could make a handful of 300% plays on Silicon Valley's crash. You could take a small position in the Canadian Mint and stand to make a fortune as it begins its potential 1,000% run-up. And there's a chance you'll have the opportunity to get in on one of Justin's private real estate deals. At the least, the Cap Cashflow course will hand you every million-dollar secret Justin knows about real estate. Of course, if you decide IFL Premium isn't for you, I insist you keep every single resource on the house and promptly claim your money-back refund. In fact, I want you to take the next 6 months to review all the wealth-enhancing material inside IFL Premium at your leisure. And if you're not satisfied, simply contact my customer service team for a no-questions-asked 100% money-back refund. Does that sound fair? Here's the deal. Because I believe it's one of the best services here at PBRG for helping you navigate and profit from the crisis flashpoints we could see soon, I want you to have this landmark program for $2,000. I realize that may still be a substantial commitment, but when you consider that just a 10% stake in one of Justin's private deals could turn into $45,500 in yearly extra income, or that $10,000 can grow into over $100,000 with a single legacy stock, as I showed you earlier with legacy stock number 7. Well, you can see why my marketing team thought it was crazy for giving away so many premium research services at this heavily discounted price. Remember, you have a full 6 months to look it over and decide if it's right for you. Also note the $2,000 fee entitles you to a lifetime membership to IFL Premium. There are no renewal or maintenance fees. Now in a moment, a green button will pop up below the screen. When you click on it, you'll be taken to a secure order form to review all the details of this bold initiative I'm spearheading, and every valuable money-making resource I've promised you. But first, I'm so confident joining IFL Premium is going to be one of the best investments you'll ever make in your financial future, I'm willing to make your decision even more of a no-brainer. Here are 2 more bonuses you'll receive when you take your risk-free look today. Bonus number 1, Income for Life Masterclass, retail value $500. In late 2014, we held one of the most important events for subscribers in our company's history. For the first time ever, we assembled 5 of the brightest IFL experts in America in the same room. Typically, these experts only share their insights with Fortune 500 companies, Big 4 accounting firms, and a select few millionaire clients. In fact, Donald Trump handpicked one of these gentlemen to work on a special business project, simply saying, he's the best of the best. Frankly, I don't know if we'll ever host another event quite like this one again. However, there's good news for you. We had an award-winning filmmaker record every minute of this landmark event. He spent dozens of hours turning each expert's presentation into a beautifully produced video formatted for DVD. And I'm putting a copy in your $5,000 gift box. You should know, folks paid up to $3,950 to attend this masterclass, and when the 4-part DVD is made available to the public, it will retail for $500. But it's yours, free. And there's another special bonus I'd like to give you. Bonus number 2, Income for Life Mastermind Session, exclusively yours. You see, we've covered a lot of ground here today, and I'm sure you know by now, IFL is the cornerstone of my financial foundation. In fact, on top of the $400,000 I've already funneled into this strategy, I'm allocating $50,000 more into IFL over the next 4 years, then $17,500 every year thereafter. But there are so many more ways I'm safely using IFL to position myself for windfall profits, and there's not enough room to share them here. That's why I've developed a special bonus to take you behind the scenes and show you, in clear detail, my personal IFL investing master plan. I'm calling it the IFL Mastermind Session. The personal information I'm going to share with you in this session is exactly what I'm doing now to set my family up to enjoy financial freedom for decades to come. I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, both these bonuses, the IFL Masterclass and my Mastermind Session, are yours free, on top of everything else we discussed. Here's what you're about to get. Click the link below and you'll have one more chance to review everything you'll get as a new member. Altogether, it's $9,970 worth of premium investing resources. As you've seen from the irrevocable proof I've given you throughout today's update, the coming flashpoints could have a major impact on your financial future. Those who aren't prepared could face a major financial setback. Those who are can sit back, relax, and capture windfall gains. And with the plays and strategies I've shown you today, I believe the next 6 months could hand you many of the biggest gains of your life, enough to fix a broken retirement plan, or simply pad an already good retirement with 5 to 6 figures of extra income. I hope I've demonstrated I take my role as publisher for over 140,000 readers seriously. I'm doing everything within my power to help you be on the winning side of the equation. But please remember, this is a very time-sensitive opportunity, available to you for a few days only. That's why you need to act now. If you don't, not only do you stand to lose a major portion of your savings, you'll also miss out on the generous $9,970 in resources I'm making available to you, 100% free. And the risk is all mine. So don't waste another second. See the big green button below? Click it immediately to get started.